Hey, what's going on, everybody? Got the old Mongo man out here in the buggy. I think I need to explain something. There we go. Oh, maybe. Oh, there. I want to talk about all the projects we got going on here at the farm. The first obvious is KJ's new building. Pad is up. We're expecting the building in about a week or two. And then you got Clifford, that 1986 F350 sitting there, 4-door, 8-foot bed. And then you got Aggie, that 1986 F150 two-wheel drive 302 fuel injected sitting right there. That is the new acquisition. You got Dolly. I got to fix the front of that trailer. Then we got KJ's new parts truck. Yep, that one's coming apart. 6-liter LS. You need parts? Call KJ. I think that's a Super Duty axle. Or actually, no, that's a 3/4 ton. So that's a 10 1/4. And then that up there is a Super Duty axle. That one just needs to go to the scrapyard. And of course, we have a Dana 50 sitting there, or what? Twin traction beam big axle. And then, of course, we got the parts boat and Phoenix. This is the remnants of the last parts truck we tore apart. Got a real nice Super Duty cap for sale and an old bullnose cap for sale. I believe there is a passenger side rear door for a Super Duty there as well. Stop. I believe that ZF6 is going to go in Aggie. That's not a ZF6, that was a ZF5. I need an electric motor for this. Anybody out there have a 240 5-horse motor? That's the 4.6 for the Shelby project and transmission. Of course, we've got BOV1, who KJ says will not start. Not real sure why, but that's going to come in the house, into the shop next. Couple nice bicycles. Hot in here. This is the sauna. Put some firewood in here, it'll dry right away. Which the buggy could use some work too. I got a couple wires in there that are just strung together, trying to keep it running. Got some bullnose parts sitting down here in the yard, and a old Kubota BX 2200 that needs front tires, a fuel pump put in it, and make it run again. Over here we got a bunch of racking, and I don't know what else this is. This is a conveyor belt, I think, that we got off my brother Rowdy. If you look underneath of there, there's a bunch of forks that KJ needs to sell for Uncle Rowdy. That's a, I don't know, 12 or 13 Super Duty frame. You need it. 2 snow plows. Trailer clear full of garbage. Hey, do you need late 90s Explorer quarter panel? Got a bunch of them. A boat that needs burnt. There's the Blizzard snowplow bracket off of KJ's Henry that ran into the tree. Got a couple Super Duty axles there, front and rear Super Duty axle. Those are the ones out of that frame. Sitting on Cooter, my 8N. There's Cooter. You guys thought I got rid of that, didn't you? Nope, we still got it. Bunch of stuff out here that needs burnt. Not real sure where that rock came from. I think I can. This is where KJ wants to build his pond. Up there's where KJ wants to build his house. sitting in the house, sitting on the front porch. Lots of work to do for this. Hi, Cooter. Hi, Aiden. Hi, both of you, Timmy Burr. Hey, John Portermantle. Here's where the pool used to be. This is that little section of earth that I moved there the other day so that we could get the boat back here. As you can see, Skeeter's back here. Takes some getting used to backing that thing back here, but we got it here. I want to extend that wall a little bit out to there. Probably going to need a couple hundred more stone. And this will be a real nice spot for a building. Joe! Shelby's in there. Don't believe me, do you? It's a Shelby. Also a really big nest I gotta get rid of. So as you can see from that little ride around here this morning, we needed another project just like we needed a hole in the head. But we did go get Aggie. KJ got fed up driving Henry every day because it continues to break and goofy little things happen to it. And well, daily driving a 99 Super Duty that you try to tow with can be a challenge. So he went and found himself Aggie, and we'll check that truck out now, and you tell me what you think about it. It will be going under the knife soon. We're going to try and do a real quick project on it to get it to daily driver spec. So, all right, I got to go to town. See ya. Hey, what's going on? Get the old Mongo man out here on the front porch. KJ and I are headed out early this morning here. We are going to go look at a truck. Special guest Harley. KJ's looking for a daily driver at this point, so we are going to look at a 1986 F150 two-wheel drive somewhere in Ohio. Come along with us, see what this thing looks like, and see if KJ picks himself up a new daily.
Never took a chance till you. Looking for a fallback, always on the wrong track, trying to find a way around the truth. Lost a lot of faith in finding my forever. Takes a lot.
So here we are in downtown Bellsville, Ohio, where we just purchased Agatha, better known as Aggie, 1986 F-150 two-wheel drive, 302 fuel injector. Truck has 78,000 original miles on it and came from Georgia. It was originally purchased in West Virginia and then moved to Georgia and stayed there for the extent of its life. And now it is Cleanest. There's our original miles. Cruise control, air conditioning. You put a floor shifter in it because the whatchamacallit broke off of the column. The seat is still in really good shape. It was a Lariat XLT. We don't know what the flag is, whether that was added after the fact or if that is a factory Ford option. Half ton with towing mirrors. It's got an 8.8 rear end and a monster radiator under the hood. We don't know why.
And her name's Aggie.
Aggie for short. Agatha.
Agatha. I love her.
Harley loves her.
First ride in Aggie. Is it supposed to do that?
Never say never, but I never wanna be standing in the driveway, middle of the night, making eyes with your taillights leaving. Wanna be the hand you can hold, dance in the snow, songs on a wild drunk weekend, throwing up Hail Marys on a Friday night, baby. Every story's got an underdog against the odds, and I'm betting everything I got on the long shot. doubling down, willing to take on wrong. Can't fight the feeling, 'cause breaking even just won't do. Need to leave it all on the table, settling up for when that day comes and the take is leaving the what ifs in the rear view. Don't wanna be standing in the driveway, middle of the night, making eyes with your taillights leaving. Wanna be the hand you can hold, dancing a slow songs on a wine drunk weekend, throwing up Hail Marys on a Friday night, baby. Every story's got an underdog against the odds, and I'm betting everything I got on a long shot.
All right, everybody, here we are in a very familiar place for me, which is the cab of a bullnose Ford pickup truck. I've had a lot of these over the years. Anyway, this is a 1986, as I said before, half-ton two-wheel drive, so it's an F-150. But this truck is a conundrum to me. There are so many weird options all brought into one truck here. There are things missing that just doesn't make sense. Let's talk about it, huh? So F-150 XLT Lariat. This is the Lariat package. The only place you can tell that this is a Lariat is it's got the little badge on the outside of the cab. The Lariat's missing out of it, but the badge is there. So this being an XLT Lariat, you can fully expect to see that it has air conditioning, which it does. The radio has been long since been missing, but it definitely had a radio in it from the factory because it has the antenna. XLT, as you can see there on the dash, it does have the display here, and it does work. It says that it is 5.5 and it's a 614. It is neither of those, but as you can see here, it actually, the buttons even work, which is kind of crazy. Well, the buttons, there we go, 615. Across the top here, just about all the lights work, which is crazy. Emissions light comes on and goes off because this is a fuel injected 302. And again, like we said, it's 78,127 miles. Of course, the parental switch there does not work. That is one of the things that we're going to talk about right there. As you can see, park, reverse, neutral, drive, second and low, no overdrive, which seems weird to me for an F-150 done like this truck is. Full gauge package, which that's typical. Charge, temp, fuel level, and oil pressure, and everything does work. It is a twin tank it is a dual tank truck, so front and rear fuel tanks. The rear fuel tank fuel pump is bad, so it does not work. AC vents in the dash. It does have the wood grain dash, and as you can see here on the steering column, it is a cruise control truck. Cruise control absolutely works. This is, I would say, probably the very first bullnose Ford I've ever driven that cruise control still works in. The door panels are actually in pretty decent shape. They could use some paint on them because, as you can see, they've faded. We got about 3 different shades of brown in here now. Actually, probably 4 or 5 different shades because of everything that's faded out on it. Does need a headliner, as most 80s Ford pickups truck do, and of course the interior center is gone. Real quick look behind the seat reveals that it does have a aftermarket rifle holder. Yes, you could put your rifle in those. The seat's in very good condition, and this is where it would have said Lariat. You can actually kind of see it there. It does have the lower door cards with the little pockets in them. So that leads me to the second option of this truck that really boggles my mind. It has towing mirrors. F-150, but it has towing mirrors. And those are factory Ford towing mirrors because it doesn't have a lower mount for the small mirror. I don't understand that. Truck was from Georgia, so all the paint's been burnt off of it, as you can see. Let's look under the hood here. The old guy that owned it looks like he had a little problem there and ran into something. We'll get that beat out because I'm not changing that hood. Looking under the hood, you can see the venerable 5-liter fuel injected V8. Everything under here is good and clean. AC does not work, but we will make it work. As far as options under the hood, It does have the light that goes around the back side. And it has this monster radiator in it. If I had to guess, I would say that this radiator's been replaced, but that is a monster radiator. This is why I think it's been replaced. $5 for sure. Now the PO did tell us that he thought it may have been a 351 because they put a Jasper motor in it, but I don't know. That seems like a stretch to me. It has been converted to R134A. It's got the bigger fittings on it, so that's good. But we'll have to get that all going through anyway. It's got a much bigger battery than what's usually in it. It does still have the factory battery hold downs and everything in it. I 100% want to make this thing work. I'm sure the bulbs, oh, it doesn't even have a bulb in it. I 100% want to make that work. So as far as the body of the truck, the only thing that we could find that really was the matter with it, it has this dent, and of course the dent in the hood. But other than that, this truck, body-wise, is gorgeous. Still done in the factory two-tone. Did have full-length running boards on it. KJ's obviously got those taken off already. Looking underneath of it, got a mud dauber nest. This thing is gorgeous. It does have the Ford 8.8 rear end. Nothing super special there. Some type of aftermarket exhaust system. It does still have the catalytic converter on it though. And like I said, I 100% believe this is a C6 and not an OD. Of course, it's got some oil leaks on it. There's your secondary pump. So these had two pumps on them, a pump in the tank and a pump on the side of the frame rail. As you can see there, that's the frame rail pump. The dust shields on the brakes look absolutely 100% like new. This truck is beautiful. A true 78,000 mile survivor from 1986. This bed has no rust in it that I can find anywhere. It's just, I bet you it would all come apart. I bet you wouldn't have any problems taking anything off of this. Everything's here like Ford meant it to be. The inside of the bed doesn't look like it's ever had anything in it. Electronic fuel injection. It does have the filler panel in the back. And watch this. That's right. Not a problem at all. Not a bit of rust in the gate. Those of you who like bullnose Fords, totally appreciate how nice that tailgate just closed. So the question I leave you with is, did Kenny just buy the cleanest 1986 F-150 in all original condition here in Southwestern Pennsylvania? I think he did. 78,000 original miles, 302 fuel injected, C6 towing mirrors, two-wheel drive, half-ton. XLT Lariat without roll-up windows and without a tack. I gotta look in on this truck and see what the heck's going on with it. All those options just don't make sense to me.